All right. Welcome and a great day. Hope you're doing well. It's Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. I want to introduce you to hopefully a new and better inspired leadership activity and thought and vision. We're talking about really counseling with one another. I haven't talked about using the law of common consent, but it needs to go with counseling with others. We're talking about bringing out the best of God and man and using them together. We're talking about magnifying the gifts of the Spirit as well as the gifts and abilities of individuals, combining them in an inspired, living way, seeking and following the greater light of truth of Jesus Christ, and also focusing on neither revelation from God, but we're talking about focusing on systems, better systems from men, and better systems from uh, the inspiration that comes from God. So we're really talking about merging the two into an inspired leadership program. Of course, we're going to come over here, we're going to plan, we're going to act, we're going to evaluate those results. We're going to repeat that process, but in the repeating of it, we're going to counsel with others and we're going to work together on improving the results and effort in a counseled and inspired way and in a law of common consent. We'll talk more about that on the page. We want to magnify the individual's gifts and abilities and encourage and lift them up. And we want to seek for greater light and truth that comes from Jesus Christ and revelation. But we also want to focus on the individual and lifting and inspiring and encouraging them. Remember that when we're one, we'll be one with the Father and the Son, and we'll bless one another, lift one another, and edify one another. And with love and encouragement and support. Of course, 2 Peter 2 or 1, 2 through 8. I skipped the first verse, I think it was very important. But we're really talking about the characteristics of godliness and to have that blessing and gift and that desire with us. We're also talking about modern revelation prophets with Moses 1:39. We're talking about bringing to pass the eternal life and exaltation of mankind. And exaltation, that means God's life. And one of God's names is eternal. We're talking about eternal life and the life that God currently exists, to enjoy that blessing as a couple, not just as individual saints or angels, but as an exalted godly couple. And that's the highest that we can seek for, so I think we should. Talking again about using the best systems of man, and not only skills and abilities and the best books that are out there, we're talking about the best examples that man has. And to use this stuff early in our life, to use it wisely in our early teens and 20s, to bring out the best in ourselves and our families and go for the best in an inspired and loving way. Again, to lead by example of love that Jesus Christ did, but also leadership that is not only inspired and loving, but encouraging and supporting and bringing out the best in the individual and in the group. And sharing that leadership and sharing that commitment and unity, which we have not seen done very well, unfortunately, in this world, but it will come when Christ comes again. So we look to Christ. We hope for his second coming. We hope to be prepared in all things and be doing these things. So when he comes, we will be ready and prepared and willing to follow his great example and the things that he wants to do for 1,000 years before the great last day of judgment. Now, if this sounds pretty ministry or preachy, it is, but it's really not meant to be. We want to catch understanding of this vision and what we're really missing out. I mean, this world can be very tough, but we're talking about getting ready for a time when Satan and his servants and his spirits will be bound and controlled, and we won't have that temptation from them in such a wicked and dark way. We'll be held more accountable for higher light and truth. And if we are tempted, we're being tempted by our own weaknesses and fallen nature, not by Satan or his spirits that follow him. So we need to step up and prepare for this great time in this second coming, when the earth will be scrolled back together, when Christ will rule both spiritually and morally, as well as in leadership and in government. So things will be greatly changed for the better, but are we working together and are we becoming prepared for that great time and that great event? I hope so. This is my hope and my prayer. So look at this. Look at what I'm talking about. Let's get beyond dogmas and religion and different segmentations out there. And let's get more into unity, leadership, and support and love on a much broader and personal and powerful way. And as we do that, we will be ready and more prepared for this great event, this great second coming, which will come to pass probably in a generation or two. Um, who knows exactly when? We don't know the hour, year, or date, but it appears by personal revelation of patriarchs that my children and grandchildren will be here in the second coming. So we're getting very, very close. Again, this is Roger Mark from Billings, Montana. Good day, and join me in this Inspired Leadership program. Catch you later, and may the Lord bless you and your family in an inspired, loving way. And may this go out from here to communities, to education, to corporations, to government, from your family and from your churches. And may we bless one another in ways that we have never even fully considered or understand. And this is my prayer, and this is my hope, this is my vision. And I say these things in Jesus Christ's name.